insurance.
I'm Michael Tom Lynch. I want every veteran homeowner in America to know about a valuable benefit that you earn. The right to apply for a refinance loan for up to 100% of your home's value. The New Day 100 loan has helped thousands of veterans borrow the money they need to pay down debt and take care of their families. Call us and tell us what you need. We know your character means more than your credit score.
Someone said to use cinnamon where they're coming in, and someone else said artificial sweetener. Do you have some artificial sweetener over there?
I don't. You probably do. Right.
Sprinkle a little bit over in the corner there where they come in.
It kills them or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to keep them out. In the cabinet. No, not there.
For veterans who want to refinance, they need the line. That's me.
Refinance. Turkey syrup.
No. Here, turn the thing. Sort of.
Earlier this afternoon, Joe Garcia was sentenced to death for rejection for his role in the Boston Marathon. Just moments ago, we heard some very emotional reactions from one of the witnesses. Here's Michael Ward.
Ultimately, justice has prevailed today.
Turn the thing. There's probably an envelope.
To stand behind children, wait for
Isn't there any
with a fully loaded bomb,
sweet and low?
and then to call his brother and tell him when to explode his bomb moments earlier. There's justice now.
Well, we don't have any. Better buy some.
Oh, no, you know, we don't have it here.
Buy some Stovia.
Mr. Ward's testimony shared really speaks to the graphic nature of all the testimony and video that these jurors have seen in these weeks. It took them 14
All right, the other thing was cinnamon. We have cinnamon?
In this case,
Many
of the jurors were actually
We used to have cinnamon.
after all these
We used. There it is, in that cup.
This step is complete. The next step is
The white
sentencing
cup.
hearing, an official sentencing hearing in which more victims will have the opportunity to share their thoughts. These are 7 women, 5 men, praised by the U.S. Attorney's Office as well for their hard work and diligence. There were victims and family members in the court.
Oh, okay, I was thinking paprika.
Everyone in that room was warned not to show
Is there,
a
what kind of
reaction
sweetener
during
do
the
you have?
proceeding when the verdict was actually read.
Pink, whatever pink is.
Sweet and low? Let me get a little sugar in it.
Some sense of closure for some of the
Yeah, sure, no,
victims.
doesn't.
Dick Donahue,
No.
member
Oh, well,
of the
don't put
Transportation
a little bit in the.
I got you.
Shootout. He waited
Let me just
4 hours
look at the instructions. It says,
There's instructions.
Undoubtedly a difficult decision
For
the judge
ants,
to relief and
follow the above instructions.
moving forward.
Put your head between your legs and kiss your ass away. No, that's it.
People that were affected by this trial.
No, they don't want you to know something. They write it in the smallest possible letters.
What, you looking for sugar?
No, I'm looking for what the ingredients are.
It's so true. Patriot Day is such a big deal in Boston.
Serving size 1,000 and 1,000 Well, no, it does say sugars less than 1 gram.
And it's just.
Oh, ingredients. Nutritive dextrose. Dextrose is a sugar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Saccharin, cream of tartar, calcium silicate.
I don't think you're going to hear him.
It does have dextrose in it.
Maybe that's no good.
Well, let's see what Equal has, shall we?
Oh, you have Equal?
We'll see if it's Equal.
Equal doesn't have any. Where's Equal?
Ingredients, dextrose.
I use Equal.
Well, it has dextrose. That's the #1 thing. But
Are you serious?
maltodextrin, whatever that is.
Well, this can't be the same thing.
Well, it says dextrose.
Well, just put a little bit in the corner where they come in, and then if it's danced there, then you know they didn't work.
That they could render justice based on facts and
See where they come in?
It's in the corner, right?
Was it? They come in that much?
Not really a lot, though. One little bit.
No, not for me. If you don't get the death
It doesn't work.
Well, take a napkin or something and push it towards the phone thing.
They all said no thanks.
Let me tell you something. If I take a napkin, it'll stick to the napkin.
Yeah, they have a deep voice up there. Yeah,
he's going to be disappointed when he gets up there.
yeah, we're ready.
Let's just see if this works, okay? And then we'll
Keep
decide
watching.
what we're going to do.
Victims' families. And the witnesses, you saw Mike Ward and Moyline highlighted there in the piece. That is the kind of stoicism and groundedness that really did Boston a lot of good. Because I think that this trial, no one is saying that it wasn't full of integrity. Yeah, and you know, to Dan's point, people that really impressed me so much were parents when he died.
Yep.
They actually, I don't think I
Tell me when you get hungry.
Ready?
Yeah,
No, I'm just pointing out to you that we
Oh,
haven't
okay.
eaten all day, so just,
Who hasn't eaten all day?
I haven't eaten all day. You just
What are you going to eat?
Well, I wasn't sure now.
You didn't go to work today?
No, I called in and they said don't bother coming in because there's nothing to do.
Oh, good.
Marion just called me to see how I was. I said, I'm fine. Tired.
Wait, who said you weren't good?
Who said I wasn't
Did you
good?
said you weren't feeling good?
No, I said I was tired. Did you get anything going today? He said, you're tired. He said, no, I'll stay home.
Guaranteed Ameritrade and
Oh, okay.
So I was just one day to bed.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves
You really
stickers
slept.
for these feature reviews. We read about
Well,
10,000
yeah, because it takes me a long time to fall asleep at
features that
night.
as traders we want to use.
Because I slept way too late. Poor Bijou was hungry.
10,000 suggestions. Who reads all this? He does. For all the confidence you need.
Oh, well, you got his eyebrows so okay, so he can't, his eyelids take off.
Unbelievable.
No, so it doesn't get, it's probably for wrinkles.
Julia's prescription medicine proven
No.
toenail flash.
Here, you missed the point. You know.
I will play it.
Here it is.
Guaranteed Ameritrade, they love anything. But apparently, they also love stickers. What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for these feature reviews. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that as traders we'd want to use. Like Social Signals, a tool that uses social media to help with research.
10,000 suggestions. Who reads all this?
Now look,
He does.
you got his eyelids take off. See?
Oh,
So he has to go to sleep.
okay.
All the confidence you need. TD Ameritrade. You
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a cute commercial. I would have made an issue of it. I hate this commercial.
from the sun's harmful rays.
And our sunset.
You don't like the sunscreen? I think they made him take it out up there.
$499. Can you call now to get a special $200 discount certificate?
We love our sunset retractable awning, and you're going to love yours too. It transforms your outdoors from sweltering sun to shady oasis in only seconds.
Call now for this free awning idea kit.
Well, they got it work. No ants.
That will let you enjoy your deck or patio.
Well, yeah, they probably would have been in here already.
Plus, get
Yeah.
this $200 discount certificate that will bring you
No,
your
I think
sunset
that's a
for
good
as little
idea.
as $499.
But this is a limited time offer. Call now.
Sunsetter retractable awnings are assembled in America and are guaranteed to last for years.
That thing I put on your site about the from the bank. Did you need that or should I shred it?
Or choose screened-in models for bug-free outdoor living.
What was this thing?
No wonder
You want all the
Sunset is
stains?
America's best-selling retractable awning.
Call now to
Thick.
get the
Is
whole
this it?
Sunsetter story.
Yeah, this thing.
Awning idea kit.
I'll open it.
It is open. I just don't know what it's for.
And there's no obligation.
Hundreds of thousands of families own and love the Sunset retractable
If it's something you need for your reference, I'll save it. If it's something you don't need, I'll shred it. But I'm not sure what it is.
$200 off if you call now.
Call now for your free awning idea kit with local dealer info and $200 discount certificate. Life is better under a Sunsetter. Call now and save.
Call 1-800-641-3306. 1-800-641-3306.
Insurance should be a
He's
lot of
clean or
things.
dirty?
You
Clean.
should see your business.
This is the.
Anything insurance should come from a friend. Someone you trust.
You could shred this.
I've been studying it.
He's right. We think insurance should love what you love. We said someone insurance has everything insurance should be. Visit CINFIN.com and talk to your local independent agent about what matters to you.
You could shred this too.
You can find out for
We
one
got to shred it, though, right? It's got our name there.
Yeah.
This collection that passed away at the age of 89 got built in Mississippi's global stage American who died on Thursday in home. in Las Vegas. And he said he's all about it. I want to connect my guitar to human emotion. Our very own President Preston had a chance to sit down with him in 2008.
What song do you think the audience wants to hear every night? What song? I play it every night as I feel it every night. Not as I recorded it when I first recorded it. But I play it every night as I feel it.
Brother, I hope us will miss him. Okay, I have a continuation from my one more thing from yesterday. I said that I'm going to Florida for these book signings this weekend, and I asked that for all of you that love Jasper as much as I do, please don't bring in treats. And people were upset because I said I should suggest that the treats be donated to a shelter. And if you want to do that, I think that's great. Here's why I don't want Jasper to have that would be Fatsburg. Okay, so this is what we're trying to avoid.
Fatsburg.
They're calling wobbles. Oh my god!
Yeah.
So yesterday, I'm also following from yesterday, Westfield, New Jersey, high school art project. Remember this? You saw a picture of the cops being portrayed as police brutality. A lot of response came from that. CARE National Communications Director Abraham Hooper emailed me first thing in the morning, and his opening line was, and then also there was a libertarian blogger who wrote up a piece and being consistent. I did mention the First Amendment when I talked about it yesterday, and I also did mention that I didn't think the school was right in doing it. So let me be very clear. You have the right to draw and display vulgar stuff. You have that right. But I have the right to suggest it shouldn't be in a high school art project. That's all I'm simply saying. I do still stand by the First Amendment.
Not in doubt.
Time for Greg's childhood memories. So my wife and I were moving a lot of stuff around, and I found an old home video of me as a child learning to climb at the playground. I think we can roll it right here. There I am. I was quite an aerial child back then, but thanks to the modern technology of electrolysis, I am now as smooth as silk.
Okay, thank you. Has a program called Silencing How the Left is Going Free Speech. It's amazing.
Yeah, you win.
Research, great work. Go get it. Special report. Thanks for watching.
It's very strange for her to come out with a book like that. She was a total, when she first came on Fox, she was the left person.
Fox News alert, I'm Shannon Green in for Brett
Changed,
Baer.
I guess.
The Boston Marathon bomber has been sentenced to
Really?
death. But first, breaking news on
Yeah,
the
I
Amtrak
just heard
train.
that.
Why are they all cute?
Fox team coverage tonight. Correspondent William Lodgeness looks at
You mean
the
they all look the
Amtrak
same?
funding debate.
Yeah,
What taxpayers have been getting for their
Well,
billions
Kara Harris
of
Faulkner's
bucks.
black.
But first, correspondent Leland
But her
Bailey
hair looks the
around
same as theirs, so I'll give you
Philadelphia
that.
Who?
Harris Faulkner?
No, I'm talking about the Arabs.
Good evening, Leland.
The Arabs?
The Muslims, like the one that just got killed. They're kind of cute looking.
Wow. Well, that's your opinion.
The dark hair, they look, when they're shaved.
I guess I know.
And I've seen a lot of them look the same way.
The accident reported either being shot at or hit by a rock, and a conductor on the train seems to remember her engineer.
Well, that would get them off pretty good.
Something similar happened to their train. Now, obviously,
What happened?
Might get hit by a rock. Somebody might have thrown a rock at him and knocked him
just
out.
got done interviewing. However, the last thing he remembers of Tuesday night was ringing his bell at a station 3 miles from here. Investigators
Wouldn't he have a mark?
Well, they have, and it should be broken windows.
miles per hour to 106 in the minute before it approached a sharp
But I
curve.
agree. You should have
Experts say
something.
the engineer must manually increase the throttle for the train to speed up.
The throttle, unlike your car, which maybe is variable, there are set positions for the throttle. We call them notches, and the top speed is 8th notch.
Brandon Bastian's attorney says the train driver doesn't remember much about the crash because of a concussion. But Bastian has reportedly been outspoken about train safety, writing on online forums about changes to work and rest rules. What will you say, he wrote on trainorders.com, when the crew that's been on duty for longer than 12 hours accidentally falls asleep and passes a stop signal, killing dozens or hundreds of people?
Huh,
At
that's
least
pathetic.
one of Tuesday's victims, an Amtrak employee, feels he already knows
Exactly what
why
happened.
the train crashed. His lawyer filed suit even before most of those killed have been buried.
Whether they believe it's a personnel-oriented or mechanical aspect of the equipment or failure to have the proper electronic signal system, all the negligence lies on Amtrak in this case.
If installed and working properly on the track, technology called positive train control could have prevented the accident. But an Amtrak Inspector General report says the, quote, most serious challenge to implementing PTC is acquiring radio frequency, needed for ground-based sensors to communicate with the train and keep it under the speed limit. The NTSB said the engineer does not remember being fatigued on Tuesday night, and once again, Shannon used this opportunity to demand inward-facing cameras in the cabs of locomotives that would provide a record of what would have happened in cases just like this. Back to you.
All right, Leland Bitter live there in Philly. Thank you. Democrats seem to be seizing the moment, using the crash as a launching point to argue for increased funding for Amtrak. Correspondent William Longinus looks at the billions of taxpayer dollars Amtrak's already received and what, if anything, it has to show for it.
The first round of funding will focus on projects that can create jobs and benefits in the near term.
In 2009, President Obama gave Amtrak $1.3 billion in stimulus funds. Amtrak prioritized that money to upgrade bridges, refurbish rail yards, restore stations, spending only a fraction on the safety system designed to slow a speeding
Well, a
train.
fraction is $50 million. How much is
Train control will have prevented this accident.
Amtrak needs to function better. They've improved, but they're still a long way from
You know, they look like Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, you're right.
Lawmakers don't want to give Amtrak more money is how it spends what it already gets. The railroad's inspector general says Amtrak loses $80 million a year just selling food. Auditors found it charges $2 for a soda with overhead that cost taxpayers $3.40, $9.50 for a hamburger that cost us more than $16. Taxpayers also subsidize every Amtrak food worker by $68,000.
If we want to keep
Wow, that's pretty good money.
Well, stop serving food.
We may as well take billions, throw them in a dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, people got to take the train. They don't take it for the food.
Congress
They take it for the convenience.
mandated 40% of stimulus money be spent outside the Northeast, even though that's where it's needed. Nationwide, 41 of 44 routes lose money. Take New Orleans to Los Angeles. Taxpayers subsidize each passenger $500 over and above what they pay for a ticket.
It's more like a rolling pork barrel. They spend some money here to make this senator happy. They spend some money there to make that mayor happy. And as a result, we have under-maintained and facilities that haven't been improved enough.
Now, Congress required Amtrak to install positive track control on 70,000 miles of track by the end of this year. Right now, they're at 400 and maybe 1,200 by January. But in addition to the radio frequency issue, the Inspector General blamed Amtrak's, quote, fragmented budgeting process. Shannon?
Yeah, we'll talk more about that with the panel. William, thank you. Now to Boston, where, as we told you, the marathon bomber will die for his savage attack that claimed innocent
Well, did they ever come on to talk about it? They were supposed to come out.
Correspondent Molly Line is outside the courthouse in Boston tonight. Good evening, Molly. Good evening. 7 women, 5 men, after more than 14 hours of deliberations, determined that death was the appropriate sentence for the convicted marathon bomber to render justice in this case. Jokar Sarnaev retained his predictably indifferent demeanor as his fate was shared with a packed courtroom filled with survivors and victims' family members. Some of the jurors were tearful, their task complete, ending the many weeks hearing graphic evidence and listening to heart-wrenching testimony. When twin bombs, placed by Sarnaev and his brother Tamerlan, exploded at the finish line of Boston's iconic marathon.
Nothing coming out there yet, huh?
264 people
Nope,
injured,
nary a one.
some horrifically maimed, and 3 killed. 8-year-old Martin Richard, 23-year-old Lindsay Liu, and 29-year-old Crystal Marie Campbell. Later, the 2 terrorists ambushed and executed MIT police officer Sean Coleman. Prosecutors said the brothers were equal partners, that Sarnaev was inspired by radical jihad. The defendant was an adult who came to believe in an ideology of hate, and he expressed those beliefs by killing, maiming, and mutilating innocent Americans on Patriots' Day.
So, survivors of the attack are beginning to weigh in, including Dick Donahue, a transit officer who nearly bled to death after being struck by a bullet during the brothers' standoff with police in Watertown, Massachusetts. In a ceremony today, Officer Donahue was promoted to sergeant. He writes, "We can finally close this chapter in our lives. The verdict, undoubtedly a difficult decision for the jury, gives me relief and closure, as well as the ability to keep moving forward." A formal sentencing.
It's just a sergeant after all this time.
All right, Molly, thank you so much.
Yes, so.
What does it take to be a sergeant?
Presents a serious threat all
Sorry,
over the
baby.
world. In the UK, ISIS is
Here.
attracting new members at an alarming rate. Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Conrad reports from London. with
Food
a
right
startling
there.
number of recruits drawn to extremism.
In the UK, homegrown terrorism isn't a threat, it is a reality. Scotland Yard coming out with findings showing that the rise of ISIS is radicalizing hundreds ready to fight in the Mideast and ready to fight at home. According to officials here, at least 700 suspected terrorists left the UK to fight in Syria and Iraq, often with ISIS. Half of them have returned. And in a recent 12-month period, there are 338 terror arrests, a record. 203 people either convicted or awaiting trial.
The reports of the numbers coming back, those are the people that we really need to worry about.
Also unsettling is an increase in women and teens going radical. 3 young British women were seen transiting through Turkey to Syria earlier this year. Their whereabouts are now unknown. A woman was arrested today, suspected of raising terror funds. According to officials, ISIS is sending a message to newly converted extremists: carry out violent attacks at home.
It is about seeking revenge against the West and driving fear and terror into the hearts of the enemy. That's how they see it, and we sadly are that enemy.
The UK government takes these dangers seriously but wants to do more. Conservative Prime Minister David Cameron's big win last week means he will push new anti-terror laws through Parliament, including more phone surveillance.
We need to combat those in society who are promoting hatred and intolerance, who are rejecting the values that we share in our pluralistic British society.
And
you say?
more attention on social media. Authorities here say they are taking down 1,000 terror-related posts a week. In fact, according to terror expert Stewart, a big reason behind the ugly success of ISIS is its mastery of online messaging, making smartphones and bedrooms powerful and dangerous. Shannon.
Great, Hawkeye. Thank you. Dozens of security forces are dead in Iraq after ISIS captured multiple buildings.
Why just have to take away everybody's phone?
Headquarters. Correspondent Kevin Ford
Well,
reports
it'll
from the White
come
House
sooner or
on the
later.
significance
You think
of
the world could live like that?
Did before.
Supporters
I know, but
wanted a
this-
symbolic victory for ISIS.
All the problems can be
Critics
traced
say
to one
threats
man,
overwhelmed the Obama doctrine
Alexander
in
Graham
Iraq.
Bell.
After fierce fighting, witnesses report the
I'm talking about the cell phones. Who developed them?
I don't know, somebody named Sell, George Sell, I think.
Using 6 suicide car bombs,
Hey.
militants overran much of the western provincial capital. The incursion comes as the Islamic
Well, the original cell phones were big and bulky, and they came in a case.
There was a 1976
Well, that's
or 8.
all the original cell phones. They worked off a cell rather than a wire.
Islam was never a religion of peace. Islam is the religion of fighting. From the White House to the
Now
Pentagon.
The
maybe
Christians and the
Washington
Jews
is
fought too, but they changed it. If you read the Jewish Bible, it's like kill David, or kill whoever, his relatives, his relatives of their relatives.
Yeah, it's been back a long time.
But you change your
The Iraqi security forces are focused there. The US
interpretation.
coalition is performing the role of-
Well, you're right. Everything is how you interpret it.
And that's what we're focused on.
You read it for the. They always put flowers out.
Yeah. Supposed to make it seem peaceful.
And enhance security posture for its partners in the region to combat ongoing threats from countries like Iran, who have backed Houthi rebels in Yemen, and recently